In order to subtract numbers with two decimal places using cancelling and the column method, I would first make an estimate. If I take the calculation 623.48 take away 241.63, I would round each of the numbers to the nearest multiple of 10. So instead of having 623.48, I would have 620, and instead of having 241.63, I would have 240. This would allow me to make an estimate. I would first partition my 240, and I would think 620 take away 200 leaves me with 420, and then take from that the further 40, so that would give me an answer in the region of 380. If my answer is close to 380, then it would be sensible. I then will line up my numbers using the decimal points as a brick wall. I'd put the largest number at the top and the smaller number underneath, and I would need to take away the smaller bottom number from the top number. I remember the rule: start on the right to get it right. So I will have 8 hundredths take away 3 hundredths, and that leaves me with 5 hundredths. I then would have 4 tenths take away 6 tenths. It would be impossible to do this without going into a negative answer. So I will borrow one from my units, and instead of having 3 units, I would take one off there to give me 2 units, and I would put the one that I have borrowed onto the tenths column. That would mean that I had 2 units and 14 tenths, which is exactly the same worth as 3 units and 4 tenths. I would then return to my calculation. 14 tenths take away 6 tenths, and that leaves me with 8 tenths. I would put my decimal point in, and I would do 2 units, take away 1 unit, which would leave me with 1 unit. I would do 2 tens, take away 4 tens. Again, this is impossible without going into a negative number, so I will borrow from my hundreds column. Instead of having 6 hundredths and 2 tens, I will have 5 hundredths and 12 tens. Returning to my calculation, I now have 12 tens, take away 4 tens, which leaves me with 8 tens, and 5 hundredths, take away 2 hundredths, which leaves me with 3 hundredths. This gives me an answer of 381.85, which is very close to my estimate of 380. Therefore, this answer is sensible, and I can record it at the calculation at the top. 623.48 take away 241.63 gives me 381.85.